Hello, beautiful people. How is everybody doing? My name is Meline, and here I am again for the segments of questions and answers. And I've been in the fashion industry for about 18 years, and I've had my own fashion brand called Dragonfly. Now I'm here to give you some tips and tricks to help you to turn your dream into a reality. So if you're planning to start your own fashion brand, then you're in the right place. But before we get started, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with anyone you think might find this useful. So for today, these are the questions we're going to discuss. How long does it usually take from sketches to samples to production? Basically, how long does it take to launch a brand? And how much do samples cost compared to production pieces? Understanding time frame is also very much dependent on you and how much time you dedicate to starting your fashion brand. If you're able to dedicate around 40 to 60 hours per week, basically full time, you can launch within around 3 to 6 months. If you're able to dedicate around 20 to 30 hours per week, then you might be able to launch within 6 to 10 months. And if it's a random, undedicated amount of time, expect anything from a year to 2 years. And I do highly recommend starting a course like a business launch course, as most of these programs help you set weekly goals and you'll learn content to keep you moving along your launch plan. When you're ready with your sketching, each tech pack can take around 2 to 8 hours, depending on how sure you are about the style, your sketching skills, if you know the trims and materials you plan to use, and whether you include a color CAD for each style as well. Also the research on details you want to add. So let's say the physical work of completed tech packs for a 10 to 14 piece collection can take up to around 2 weeks if you work on it full time. The rest of it is mostly the organizational part of it, like for example your business plan, mood boards, finalizing name and logo of the brand, all the research involved, finding the right manufacturers, sourcing fabrics if it's from a different supplier. You also have to consider whether you're creating your own prints or you have special dyeing requirements. So the first time will always take the longest, but once you've established a certain workflow and you have factories working with you, things become a lot more manageable. When I worked in corporate fashion, we would set up very detailed calendars depending on delivery dates we needed to hit. We worked with various buyers, so we had to be on time. We would start creating a time and action calendar a year in advance with collection expectations and needs. So we would book fabrics ahead of time while simultaneously looking after the current collection in the works. Each collection took around 3 to 5 months, so know your market and understand whether you want to bring new things at any time or are you planning a seasonal collection. Will you be working with boutiques that have their own calendar or for yourself where you can add any item at any time? If you are working with a seasonal calendar, it might look something like this. Sending tech packs to first samples, give it around 2 weeks. In between, you might take 2 days or so to correct the sample, do some fittings, and so on. Requesting the second sample if necessary, that will take another 2 weeks. Once you approve a sample, your next stage would be TOPs, which simply means top of production, so it's finished goods. This process might take around a month because your production is already underway. From there, you need to consider about 30 days transit time if you're using an international mill. And also keep in mind that they cannot start production until all fabrics, trims, labeling and such have been approved. So giving some cushion time is necessary, I would say. Of course, if you're producing locally, then the delivery time would be a lot shorter. I hope this gives you a solid overview of what to expect. All right then, let's move on to the next question, which is about how much do samples cost compared to production pieces. Typically, the cost of samples from a manufacturer can vary depending on various factors, such as the type of garment, the material used, the complexity of the design, the quantity ordered, and the manufacturer's pricing policy. In general, manufacturers may charge anywhere between $20 to $200 or more per sample. That's why it's important to find out how much they charge before you start working with a manufacturer. It's worth noting that some of them may waive the sample fee if the customer places an order, or may offer a few rounds for free to start business with you. Additionally, if you work with a factory who is located in a country with lower labor and production costs, the sample fee might be lower. While the cost of samples may seem high, it can be a worthwhile investment to ensure the final product meets the desired specifications. In this case, tech packs are so crucial because the more accurate and detailed they are, the better chances the first sample might be approved for production. You really want to try to avoid requesting a third and a fourth sample. I have made a video on 3D fashion software, which seems to be the future in the way we handle fittings and designs without needing a sample to approve. Now let's see what costs are involved in making a garment. Here's an idea of how much an item might cost once in production. Some of the items a factory might include when quoting you a price would be trims and accessories, packaging and shipping, overhead expenses, marketing and sales, research and development, and administrative costs. If the factory is a reputable one, it's possible that they may charge more. And it also depends on the amount you plan to produce and where. Price per item can be anywhere from $2 to $50 or more. Producing a simple piece of dress in the USA would cost an average of around $25. But in China, you might get this like around $12, especially if you're manufacturing 100 pieces or more. Well, my dear tribe, that's all I have for today. I hope that this is useful. And if you have any questions or comments, please don't forget to mention them down below. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with anyone you think might benefit from this video. See you next time.